All the world's a stage, folks. I don't know if this guy's acting. I'm no Trump supporter, I'll tell you that. But here's MSNBC comparing Trump to George Wallace. Well, that's pretty rich. So, who actually has connections to George Wallace? And do you even know who George Wallace is? I wouldn't be surprised at all if most Americans didn't know who George Wallace was. So he was a governor of Alabama in the 1960s, and a big political figure in the 60s, and he ran for president. He got shot, whatever. But this is rich. This is how rich this stage has become. And I like I said, I don't know. I don't like Trump. I don't support Trump. And personally, I think he's an actor. I mean, that's what he's known for. I mean, they actually have an actor who was nominated for the Republicans. This is hilarious. If you don't know who George Wallace is, maybe you should ask his friend HW or Bill Clinton. Uh, and this is why I say there's no difference if you vote Democrat or Republican. If the Democrat happens to be a Clinton or the Republican happens to be a Bush, there's no difference. They're the same party. See, while he was vice president, next to Ollie North, shipping cocaine down to Arkansas, where he was governor. So these guys go way back. Look at the pop can. Look how old that is. That's you know this is like 80s, 70s stuff. Um, they go that far back. They're a team. You see, they just play you off on each other. And all you people who think the Clintons are like not racist, they're right here with one of the biggest racists ever.
In the name of the greatest people that have ever trod this earth, I draw the line in the dust and toss the gauntlet before the feet of tyranny, and I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever. Let us send this message back to Washington by our representatives who are here with us today, that from this day we are standing up, and the heel of tyranny does not fit the neck of an upright man. And we intend to take the offensive and carry our fight for freedom across this nation, wielding the balance of power we know we possess in the Southland, that we, not the insipid block voters of some sections, will determine in the next election who shall sit in the White House of these United States.
You don't believe me? Google it yourself. See, we live in a class society where there's two classes, the ruling class and then us. And the ruling class are all buddies. How could anyone sit at a table with this guy after he said that in the 1960s and he believed that his entire life? And of course, the last time we had an actor in office.
See that?
Yes.
Now, my questions are going to go to, first of all, this letter itself and the statements that are set forth therein. Did you ever approve or authorize the response that's set forth there in tab 12 by Mr. McFarland?
I don't believe that I have no recollection of seeing this, but I understand exactly what he's saying here, and I think it is in agreement with all the things that I have said we insist upon.
Okay, well, let me go back to my question and I'll move on. My first question is, did you approve or authorize that response?
I don't recall ever having seen this, but then again, as I say, it's just a plain case of I don't recall having seen this or having authorized it.
And when you answered your interrogatories, do you recall at that time, if you look at interrogatory 21, well, let me ask you this, I don't even have, do you recall in your interrogatories that when asked that question, you indicated that you had not authorized or approved that letter?
I cannot recall every word that I read. I read through those interrogatories once, and
Let me try to help you, Mr. President. Let me turn to interrogatory 21.
Specifically, the answer is I do not recall approving or authorizing Mr. McFarland's responses.
That's correct. That's correct. And as I understand what you just told me, as you look at that letter now, you're in agreement with what is set forth in that letter? Is that what I understand you to say?
Well, seeing this here, yes, I believe that this is a pretty clear effort by the man who was in charge to make plain what the situation was.
Okay, and my question to you, Mr. President, is that the statements that I just called to your attention concerning Mr. McFarland telling Congress on this date, on September 12, 1985, when he told Congress that the National Security Council had not been involved in any fundraising activities on behalf of the Contras and had not provided any support, directly or indirectly, for military or paramilitary activities in Nicaragua. As to those statements, is it your testimony today, as you sit here in this courtroom today, that you believe those to be truthful statements?
That are made here?
Yes, that are made in that letter.
I have no reason to doubt them, except that also I have to say, again, I have no recollection of ever seeing this letter before.
Okay, but just so we're clear, I'm talking to you today.
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Judge, I think this is an issue that's very present.